Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be filming for you part 2 of the controversial parenting tag. If that's something that you guys would like to see, then just keep watching. So I filmed the first part of this and uploaded it maybe 2 weeks ago, and I got a really good response. I had a lot of positive and fair feedback, and I really hope that will happen for this video as well. I wanted to film this tag in 2 parts because there was just too many topics to film in one video. It would just be too long. So this is going to be part 2. There are some really good controversial topics in this one, and I'm really excited to kind of share my opinion on them, and then to kind of do the exact same thing, create some sort of discussion in the comments down below, or jump on social media and share your opinions. I'll definitely put a poll up on my Instagram to kind of see what everybody else thought as well. The first controversial topic are kid leashes, and I feel like if you have a child like Layla, like I do, a leash might be necessary. I don't really have an opinion on this one. I feel like to each their own. Like, I don't look at anyone differently if their child's on a leash, because I literally have the craziest child that I've ever seen, and I don't say that in like a biased way. It's been told. She's just crazy, like, for real. You have to be around her and you would understand that Layla, and I mean in a good way, she's just very, very, very hyper and active. So to each their own. Moving on to the next one, giving kids soda or pop. This is a hard no. I just don't believe in it. I know a lot of pops now are like made caffeine free, and that's not the point. It's the sugar and all of the artificial flavors and colorings that go into pop that I just do not approve of. I don't like when even people in my family really drink pop. No, like, okay, don't judge others, but like, I just think that pop should not be given to kids. But I also feel like a lot of other sugary things shouldn't be given to kids, let alone adults. It's not just kids. I don't like pop. I don't like it at all. So no, my kids have never had it, and I would never give it to them. I hope that they never drink it. I know that my mom has tried giving Layla pop though before, and I definitely shut that down instantly. This one's tough. Yelling and screaming at your kids. So, like, I am not gonna lie, I am not the perfect parent at all. Layla, we're going back to the Layla again. She's very, very hard. She's very difficult. She's an exact twin of myself, like a clone. So disciplining her results in a lot of yelling. More like sternness that kind of like drifts into yelling. She is just like, does not care if you're stern. She doesn't care if she gets spanked. So for me, I do the more, said this in my last video, I'm more consoling, and like, I like to talk things out with her and explain it to her in a neutral tone. Jericho is more like, you know, he's stern off the bat. She doesn't listen. He'll spank her. She listens. But we do have to yell at her. Absolutely. Star, never. I feel like when it comes to yelling and screaming, I was raised in a household with yelling and screaming, and I noticed that when Layla was first born, I was just yelling and screaming, and I just don't think that's okay, because now Layla yells and screams. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I don't like it. I really don't like it. Like, I've been in public and I see people like yelling, like full on like screaming at their kid. Now, I think that like a lot of parents, maybe not a lot, but I do know that parents get like stressed out. So sometimes parents yell and scream even when their kids aren't really doing anything to deserve it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like in that way, absolutely not. But like, I mean, the only person that really knows what their kid needs and how their kid needs to be disciplined is the parent themselves. So I don't really know. I just don't like when people get out of hand when it comes to their yelling and screaming because of them being stressed out or having a lack of patience. Because I experienced that firsthand when it came to being raised in a household with yelling and screaming. So I don't really like it for me and my lifestyle. But I will say it wasn't something that kind of like changed overnight. It was something that I had to really, really work on when it came to disciplining my kids. Everyone gets a gold medal belief. No. Like, a little background. Jericho and I are like so competitive. It just would never, that's not us at all. We are fully like a winner is a winner is a winner. Like the best is the best no matter what. Like that's how it is. That's how it goes. I feel like I don't care if your child went to soccer games every single day and was never late and was 15 minutes early and tried his best. If he wasn't good, why would he get a medal? I just feel like we as parents should set the example of, it's great, try your best, do your best, do everything you can to be the best version of yourself. But if your best falls short of someone else's greatness and someone else's success, that is okay. And that person deserves a medal over the person that just tried their best. Do you know what I mean? Like, I fully will raise my kids to be that way. I just feel like it doesn't build independence in a way where success would be sought for. I think that kids would be super dependent on feeling like they need a cookie or reward for everything. But in retrospect, I think that kids need to have their eye on the prize, work towards it, be the best. If they don't get it, I'm not saying they should give up, but know their worth, know their value, know their place. I mean, survival of the fittest. It's that thing wasn't created overnight. It's not like it was something that was made up. That's our entire instinctual living circumstances when it comes to being human beings, being animals, living in a society where there's certain classes. It's survival of the fittest. There's different class levels for a reason. We all fit into a spectrum for a reason. And I think that kids need to be taught that at a young age, you know? So introducing like gender neutral things to my kid's life. I feel like this one's tough. I don't know, like I'm really hands off on this one. I feel like whatever, like I've put Star in like Minnie Mouse pull-ups before because we were out of the house and we ran out of diapers that I packed and I only had pull-ups for Layla, so he's like running around in a Minnie Mouse pull-up. He's like was running around yesterday with the Barbie doll just because he doesn't understand that it's like a girl thing. He doesn't understand that pink and purple are girl colors. So this controversial topic directs mostly towards, do we set that example and teach him, okay, don't touch that, so that he knows that that's not for him because he's a boy. I don't know, like, but then again, like, would I want him walking around in high heels at 5, like my shoes at 5 years old, and maybe trying to leave the house in them? I don't know. I mean, I feel like he'll understand it when he gets older with just like observation, like, oh, females wear heels, guys usually don't. I either want to wear heels or I do not. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, Star, you're 6, you're wearing heels. You would think he would know not to do that because he is a boy, you know? And then I'll be like, well, if you want to wear them, why? And then let's go from there. I really don't care. Like, I just do not care. I don't care at all. I would not care at all if my kid identified as an opposite gender, if you will, or whatever the case may be, or both genders. Who cares? That's just me though. I don't know. So gender neutral, I feel like I buy boy things for him and I buy girl things for Layla because I know what they were born to be, as like I know what their gender or their sex, whatever I don't know. Like some people call it gender, some people call it sex, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? I know what they are in my head, so I just buy them things that fits what they are right now, and they might evolve into something else, and I'll just adjust with what they choose. That's kind of my viewpoint on that one. Extended breastfeeding. I really like to aim for that year mark. And that's so like once they're walking, I don't know, I'm really a big believer in independence. I think I've made that very clear on this channel. I believe in like, okay, push the bird out of the nest type of thing, like same thing with babies. Like there are milestones for a reason. I understand the nutritional benefits when it comes to breastfeeding. Obviously, I'm a huge advocate for breastfeeding, especially like to a certain point, but I feel like I don't want my child to use me solely as a soothing mechanism for every single thing in life. So when you extend breastfeeding past that year mark to 2 years to 3, I've seen 5, 6-year-olds. I'm not judging you. That fits your lifestyle. For me, I want my child off of my boob. My boobs belong to me and my partner, primarily. I know that they were given to me, like I know that I was born with breasts for the sole purpose of breastfeeding, but there are other functions for them, and they're mine. So I don't feel like sharing my entire body with another individual for that long. You carry a baby for 9 months, you breastfeed for a year, all right, get off of me. Do you know what I mean? And that's not even just that. Like that's how I feel about co-sleeping. I just don't like it for me. It'll never happen, ever. Like even if it came to the point where with this baby, if she was breastfed for a year and like wouldn't really transition fully to milk or whatever type of milk I chose to give her, I would be like, all right, well then we're gonna do the starving it out method because you're not getting my boob anymore. But that's important to like really study and know your resources when it comes to weaning and to making it a little bit more of a smoother process for you and the baby. So I don't agree with it. I don't like it. But I'm not a judgmental person. So like, again, to each their own, but that's just my opinion on it. Electronics for kids. This one I love to talk about because I always hear older people and then like Jericho's grandparents, they're more like, oh my God, that damn iPad, that damn TV, turn it off. Okay, great, I totally get it, but let me tell you something. If they had access to it years ago, they would use it. What's up, honey? Okay, hold on 1 second. Go sit on the couch. I have one more thing to do, okay? I'm coming. Go sit on the couch and I'll give you a lollipop. Bribing. Okay, that goes into my next one. You saw an earlier clip of me bribing Layla to go out to the living room. So like bribing is the next topic. I don't believe in bribing. I will say that. I really don't. I don't like that we are like lying to the kids, but it works. Like, damn, it works. It works. So it's hard. Like I do notice myself, like I just bribed her to like go out in the living room. I'm like, if you're good, I'll give you a lollipop. Like, and she can't have a lollipop, you know, like she can't. And she won't forget. She will not forget. So I'm working on it, but I don't believe in bribing. Nope, I do not. I do not believe in lying at all when it comes to my kids. Okay, we're going to end on the most controversial topic, and that would be religion. I'm not a person that gets nervous to give my opinion, but religion is so, like, I think it's more controversial than the co-sleeping and, like, all that other stuff. I like to give my opinion on this because I was raised in a house where religion was mainly the main focus, where I went to church almost every Sunday growing up. And then it got to the point where I got older and I was more set in my ways and I would give my opinions about church. So I would choose whether or not to go, and my parents were definitely okay with that. When it comes to our family, I have no problem talking about religion. Jericho is not religious at all. I don't really think that he's a believer or a non-believer. He's just like neutral and does not focus any energy on a higher power. That's really not his personality. And then for me, I'm more spiritual and not so much religious. I feel like I was confused for a while, and now I'm like, I'm someone that like, I need facts. And with religion, it's more instinctual and like on a belief standpoint. And as for me, I can't really base my place in that. So when it comes to my kids, and when it comes to like anybody that implements religion into their lifestyle, when it comes to kids, I feel like I judge a little bit harder on this topic, mainly because I do not like that people say, parents to be specific, say to their kids, all right, let's say our prayers before we eat our meal. Let's say your prayers before you go to bed. Let that sink in for a second and think about that. I don't care how religious the parents are. That's great. express your beliefs. I don't believe in brainwashing. Like, and that's not just with religion. That could be with any everyday task that I do with my kids. I'm a very like analytical person. I definitely care a lot about everything I do when it comes to raising my children. And I do not condone that type of behavior when it comes to brainwashing. It is brainwashing. Like, I don't feel like we should be like, all right, honey, remember to say your prayers before you go to sleep at night. Prayers? You just told your kid to believe in praying to a higher power. You just told your kid that before they go to sleep, they need to pray to that higher power to feel what? To feel good inside? To feel like they're obeying that higher power? To feel like that's what their parents want them to do? It's a form of brainwashing. I don't like it. I don't like that parents also bring, now like when it comes to like being babies, I get it. Like if the parents are going to go to church on Sunday, yeah, bring your kids. It should be like, we're going to church, you're coming with me because I'm your parent, and I really don't have anyone else to watch you. Do you know what I'm saying? And then but forcing it down their throat, like that's like how the whole racism thing spread when it came to parents and children in the South. Like it's been picturized, it's been showed in films, it's been documented. A lot of white privileged children didn't even understand racism, but they would hear their parents calling someone a nigger, or I mean like nothing's gonna be filtered on this channel, calling them the N-word, whatever. And then that child imitating what their parents were doing, and then there they are, they're set in their way to be racist. And I feel like that was like way back in the day. Maybe it's still occurring now, I don't know. But that's how I feel about religion. I want to give my children the freedom to choose now, but I definitely think it's important to educate your children. Like, they shouldn't be brought up in a house. If you fully believe in religion, you believe in God, I don't think you should be like scared to talk about God. I think that they should be aware that like there's a belief system. If we are going to fill our children about Santa Claus, like I think like, okay, yeah, there is thought to be a God, a higher power, and kind of let them figure out what it is that they believe in. I think when you tell them to do certain things, that's already kind of paving the path for their belief system, and that's just something I just don't really like. So I'm highly against it. Jericho is highly against it. I think he might be more against it than I am. So no, we do not, as of now, my kids have no idea what any of that stuff means. But when they do get a little bit older, yeah, that's room for discussion. I'm sure they'll hear about it amongst other children and other families. And when they ask, I'll share what is known, and then they can kind of figure out what they want to navigate, and I'll be there to help them. So that's going to wrap up the controversial parenting tag part 2. I definitely needed to get this one up there because there are a lot of controversial topics, but these were kind of the last bit of them to kind of sum up what makes everything controversial when it comes to parenting. And I absolutely, like I said, I love sharing my opinion, and I really hope that you guys would comment down below and share yours as well. Even if you're not a parent, these are things that I think a lot of people should think about in case they do plan to have kids in the future. So I am going to end this video here, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.